What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Wingboys. I'm Billy, and I'm here with Anthony. This is the podcast where we talk about life, sports, and eat spicy wings. Today we have Buffalo Wild Wings. Nice, simple, nice and safe. We have Caribbean Jerk. We have Hot, and we have Nashville Hot. We also got some celery and ranch because we really don't eat vegetables. And yeah, Anthony brought us really some Aspire Healthy Energy. Yeah. Shout out. I haven't tasted it yet. I'm terrified.
It's got ultra premium green tea, which, you know, ultra premium.
Anyways, guys, let's talk about the NFL. What are the words that, leading in? Everyone's clicking away immediately, and I don't blame them.
Listen, I like to think that we draw people in with our off-the-wall comedy and just jumping from topic to topic. Anyway, as we're recording right now, the Bears just traded away the first overall pick to the Panthers for the 9th overall pick this year. Next year's first-round pick from the Panthers, the 61st overall pick from this year, which I believe is in the second round.
Yes.
And what is it, a fifth rounder from next year or 2 years? Is it a 2025 fifth rounder? And also DJ Moore, which finally gives Chicago and Justin Fields a wide receiver one, a legitimate wide receiver one. Darnell Mooney is good, but he was very inconsistent last year, and Claypool did not turn into the receiver, I guess, that they had hoped. But DJ Moore, we've seen how he plays with the Panthers, with all the quarterbacks they've had. Now give him Justin Fields, the guy who can actually throw and make plays. I mean, look how that game against the Falcons ended with the Panthers versus Falcons, with DJ Moore making such an insane grab at the back of the end zone, and then the penalty, and they eventually lost the game. But, what a play, and imagine what could happen with Justin Fields throwing the ball to him.
Absolutely. That also opens up Justin Fields to actually be a quarterback and not just a running back, giving him the option of the RPO, the run-pass option. That was good. That was good for him.
I'm saying it's hot.
I hate you.
Anyway,
giving him, more opportunity and making him develop as a quarterback. So that's really exciting. The Bears, I think, this is probably a better option because there wasn't anything really great in the draft that would be worth it for the Bears.
Yeah.
And that was the big speculation. So good call on the Bears.
And they only moved down to the 9th pick, which they can get a great lineman if they so choose, which they should, to help out Justin Fields and protect him in that offense.
Which, because you're not going to need
a great haul.
You don't need the first round draft pick for an offensive lineman, so you can wait to the 9th for that. Absolutely.
Yeah, the people that are projected to go at the top are quarterbacks and defensive linemen.
And the Panthers, I'm sure, need, because are they still going with Sam Darnold?
I don't know, man. I mean, I can understand if they want to draft a guy like C.J. Stroud to maybe try a new hand at the helm. But Sam Darnold didn't play horribly last year all the time when he started. Obviously he had his bad games, but he wasn't terrible altogether.
But you also can't put that on just him. That was such a dysfunctional team altogether.
They lost McCaffrey. Rule got fired in the middle of the season. A lot of stuff happened. And he wasn't even healthy the entire season.
That's also true.
He didn't start every single game.
Yeah, so it's they might bring in a quarterback to come up underneath them, because I don't think he's a longevity play. I don't think Sam Darnold is your franchise. So it might be worth hanging on to him, getting him through, and then building up maybe a C.J. Young or one of the other quarterbacks that are coming up this year. There was 2 or 3 big quarterbacks. C.J. Stroud, sorry. Bryce Young, yes.
That's the undersized quarterback from Alabama that everyone's concerned about, but he's had a great showing, I think, at the Combine and his play in college. So, but I think C.J. Stroud is considered the best quarterback option in the draft.
That's very fair.
Yeah. A lot of great stuff happening.
Yeah, there's been a lot of craziness. A lot of ambiguous stuff, too, like Jalen Ramsey and Sauce Gardner at a Knicks game, sitting buddy-buddy, sitting real close.
I don't want that.
I know you don't want that. I saw that and I immediately thought of you because I knew you were going to be against it. Jalen Ramsey is certainly not who he used to be.
We're going to have to give up so much to get him if we're going to try and get him. And he hasn't been
playing well enough.
He hasn't been Jalen Ramsey the last couple seasons, I would say.
No, I mean, he had a great season not last season, the season before when they won the Super Bowl, he was certainly a factor in that Super Bowl team.
Yeah, but Aaron Donald was the life of that defense.
Oh, 100%.
Stafford and Kupp killed it.
Absolutely, but you can't talk about that Rams Super Bowl team without bringing up Jalen Ramsey.
Absolutely.
He definitely made his plays. He did what he had to do. But I agree with you. In this year, he really did not produce much. Yeah. He's not worth all the cap space we would need to take for him. Speaking of cap space,
who is worth the cap space that we would need to get him? Mr. Aaron Rodgers.
Don't stop. No.
Turning the attention now towards the Jets.
Let's
and from a recent report today, I think the team president of the Packers wants to resolve Aaron Rodgers' future quickly, so that they can kind of agreeably and easily move forward with whatever he's going to do. So hopefully in the coming days, maybe week, we'll get some sort of indication of where Aaron Rodgers is going to play next season. We'd love to get Aaron Rodgers on our team, have Garrett Wilson on the outside to throw to, use that, 13th pick? To get Jackson Smith and Jiba from Ohio State. I think that's
I didn't know this was a French podcast because who's we? I do not want Aaron Rodgers, bro.
Why?
Because I don't believe in short-term fixes. I don't believe in Band-Aids, and that's all Aaron Rodgers would be. He would be a one. All he's going to do is guarantee us a very low draft next season. We'll have a decent year, but then it's going to be, if we don't take care of the issues that we have, and we just put a Band-Aid of Aaron Rodgers over our offense, all we're going to do is set us up for failure. Because you know what happened the last time we had a veteran quarterback come in for a year? We got Sam Darnold. So no, I do not want Aaron Rodgers. I would rather us bring up, I would rather Jimmy G. That's how desperate I am. I'm so heartbroken. I was editing the podcast last week.
That's a turn of events.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend, and right now Jimmy G is the enemy of my enemy. I would take Lamar Jackson over either of these people.
Obviously, everyone would take Lamar Jackson over these people.
But I don't even think he would be a good fit for the Jets, and I'd still take Lamar Jackson.
He'd be an amazing fit for the Jets. Are you kidding me?
I wouldn't say he... Alright, listen.
Imagine having to not only defend against the run option of now Lamar Jackson and his speed and maneuverability and agility, but also Breece Hall and his power and speed and maneuverability and agility. And Michael Carter, if they so choose to throw him in that backfield. They're letting James Robinson walk, which I saw today. They're not signing his tender. But then also, you finally give Lamar Jackson a good receiver in Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore in the slot, which I'm pretty sure that Lamar Jackson loves his slot receivers, if not his tight ends solely. And then you get a guy like Jackson Smith, JSN from Ohio State. Obviously, Lamar Jackson's not going to go anywhere but the Ravens, because whoever makes an offer to him, unless it's outrageous that they can't match, the Ravens are going to sign it and bring him back. Or they're going to get 2 first-round picks in return for Lamar if they don't match it.
Can I give you a rebuttal?
No.
Lamar Jackson is a glass cannon. A glass cannon. He's great, but he gets injured way too quick.
I don't agree with that.
He played only 50% of the last 2 seasons. He has a very...
That sounds like Cap, honestly.
I just saw it somewhere. I don't have it exactly in front of me right now, but he doesn't... I have my friend Quan. He's a Ravens fan. He'll say the same thing. He is a flight risk. He is so easily injured. He keeps re-injuring himself. So even when we got him, we're still going to rely on whoever our second string is.
Michael White.
Michael Weichel. I'm all for Mike White. Make him QB1. I know you were. I was going to take it from you.
Hasn't figured out how to win. That I didn't jump on it the first time.
Win knocked out of your cape. But yeah, we definitely need to... Is there anything in the Jets... Did you say Dak Prescott?
I said I'm very depressed now.
Okay.
Because you took the joke.
Speaking of depression, let's talk about Dak Prescott.
No. Jesus.
Is there anything... Because I really don't think there's anything on the Jets' defense other than time that they need.
I saw something today that the Jets' dream signing for the offseason would be Jesse Bates, safety from the Bengals. I think that would be phenomenal if they could bring him in and maybe take over the spot that DJ Whitehead is at, or I'm not sure who their other safety is, honestly.
Um,
But Jesse Bates is an upgrade to either safety position that we have. I think that would just make our secondary even that much better. With DJ Reed still playing great and Sauce Gardner being the best corner this season, not even the best rookie.
best
He was the
corner,
best corner.
100%.
Like,
It's non-negotiable.
the only touchdown he let up is because of blown coverage, because someone missed their assignment.
Yes,
Like, that's
agree.
unreal.
that's really good.
Yeah, man.
I like that.
Not too bad.
Not bad. No, but I agree. That's just fine tuning. I wouldn't even spend any money I don't need to.
Depth.
That I would take that as a secondary to all the work we need in the offense. Really, our biggest thing is because our offense
Absolutely.
isn't that bad either. We really just need a quarterback. We need to find out who can.
We have the
fit
cap
slot.
space.
We definitely do because we took off Braxton Berrios, the angry Chihuahua.
I think it saved us $10 million or something. I don't know. Which that's a lot of money to be paying a guy.
Yeah, that is a lot of money. And bro just kind of would sprint into men twice his size, hit the ground, and then keep pushing.
Fair catch king is what my friends are calling him.
You know what it is? He had one.
God forbid he made a punt return.
He had one punt return last season, and that was talked about for a
one
while.
day he didn't call for a fair catch.
It's true. But you know what he did? I don't want to say he caught, like, ratio was probably 50-50. He did call a lot of fair catches, but he did make plays. But even when he made plays, it wasn't really nothing crazy. He wasn't a good punt returner. He was fast and he was explosive, but maybe...
I mean, he made an all-pro team as a return man, so...
Was that this year or last year?
Something right. I think it was this past season.
I'm pretty sure it was the 2021 season. I don't think it was this season.
I don't know. All I know is that I read in his Instagram post that he went from some scrappy young guy to an all-pro, and
I'm pretty sure
for the last 4 years that the Jets have given him.
Yes, he made All-Pro. It definitely wasn't last year because it was the year, because I would have pitched a fit if it was this year. Last year, he had good numbers when it came to the punt return, so I can't argue with that. That he actually look at us having content, bro. Look at us talking. I'm so proud of us. I'm gonna forget about this when I record. Anyways,
Walking back into frame. Look at us having content. Just laying you out.
that's a YouTube short. Anyway.
What?
Sorry, we're really getting into YouTube shorts right now. That's the title of the episode. I'm not taking that out.
I'm really getting into YouTube shorts right now. You just watching Family Guy clips? God. You're like an iPad kid.
I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, Braxton Berrios, he was let go. I'm not super disappointed. I'm not super upset. Yeah, he was all right. He definitely was a good team player, but I'm hoping that the free cap space could definitely be used to better suit our offense.
Yeah.
But we also have a lot of our offense coming back, coming healthy. Honestly, I really don't think, as long as we can keep everyone healthy and safe,
especially our linemen.
Yes.
That was our biggest problem.
That was what
last year,
killed us.
Was keeping all of our starting linemen healthy.
I
Because
think
the guys that we had played
We're
didn't
gone
have a
for
lot
the
of
season.
snaps playing together, which matters for offensive linemen, because they got to kind of get a feel for how the guys around them are going to play.
Absolutely.
And block and get a sense of awareness of, okay, if I got this guy and I see the guy, the nose tackle go around me on the right, I'm going to trust that my center's there blocking him, and I'm not going to try and pick him up. You got to play enough snaps with these guys where you can develop that bond and that trust in each other where you can make plays like that and let the offense kind of flow like that.
Absolutely, and the biggest problem was because we had all these injuries, not only were these guys not playing together, they also were playing different positions. So that line was constantly being shuffled because of all the injuries. So people were just put in different positions. And I get that was also to try and feel out who was better at what side and all that.
Right.
But like you said, it definitely messes with the communication, it messes with the breakdown, and that did cause...
Even the guys that were playing their position, playing on the line for consistent games, they not only were not always playing on the same spot on their side, but sometimes not even playing on the same side that they usually do.
Yes.
So it's just more of the offense and the flow of the game that they're going to have to try and understand that they're not used to from playing the snaps previously, you know?
100%.
I don't know if that made much sense, but
No,
it made sense in my
It
head.
made sense in my head too, so hopefully it makes sense to their head, because we share
It
a
better.
hive mind. We have a uni brain at this point.
That means they probably didn't get it.
Yeah, no,
we
so
got it.
Comment down below what the hell are you guys talking about, because I really want to know if we just gaslit ourselves into believing that we are
Like,
actually...
what the hell are you saying? What's
Please-
going on?
Please snap us back to reality. I appreciate it. Because we're clearly in our own fantasy
Okay,
land.
let's grab it.
It's all this capsaicin. It's just going through our heads. 2 years of doing this, and we're not well.
Yeah. My head is hot every time I come here.
Before you even come in, did you associate my house with burn?
Yeah. I just sweat when I walk in the door.
You and I have not been the same since the one shit, for sure. But that changes as people.
That
Character development, for sure.
killed some cells, I think.
That kills some
In my
cells.
stomach.
That kills some life expectancy, for sure. I'll be surprised if either of us make it past 60. Speaking of people making it past 60, Rams release linebacker Leonard Floyd.
He's up.
Sorry.
Well, you were gonna say Bobby Wagner first, and I was gonna be like, he's only 33. And then you said someone younger than Bobby Wagner.
I was just talking about football in general. It's a tough sport.
Sure is, isn't it?
I hate you. But, oh man. Who else did you really see? Because I didn't see a lot, I'll be honest with you. I haven't really been on social media.
I mean, going back to the Jets and trades.
Yes, go back to the Jets.
Yesterday or the other day, we got Chuck Clark from the Ravens for a 7th round draft pick next year.
Ooh.
Great return for an experienced veteran safety that's still probably an upgrade to the guys that we have starting right now. I mean, the Ravens don't have much use for him, I guess, now that they drafted Kyle Hamilton, who ended up being the best safety in the league as well as a rookie last year. But, yeah, I think that's an amazing pickup for not a lot to give up. I'm excited for what he's going to bring to the table to the defense.
Absolutely.
Excuse me. Yeah.
What about any other teams? Was there anyone... let's talk about disappointment. Derek Carr going to the Saints.
He did. That's right.
I think he might be another franchise quarterback there.
I saw a comparison of Derek Carr's stats last year with Devontae Adams.
Of course.
And all the Saints quarterbacks last year combined. And they were pretty similar.
That's insane.
So they're
That's
pretty
really-
much just getting a starter to do the same thing. Just all 16 games instead of shuffling.
We'll see what happens. I mean, hopefully the Saints can get some weapons because there's really not much on that team. More than Chris Olave.
He's phenomenal.
He's
They're
phenomenal.
working on an extension with Michael Thomas. I think he's only like 30, 31.
Okay.
So
hopefully
great
having...
veteran to bring back. Slant God himself.
You're stupid. But you're right. And hopefully having a more seasoned and skilled quarterback like Derek Carr can actually put these guys to good use. I might pick up Chris Olave in my fantasy again. Get that run back.
Plus get him an amazing pass-catching back in Alvin Kamara.
Yes. Yep.
Provided
He
he can
stays
play
healthy.
with
Right.
his possible suspension about the battery charges.
Forgot about that. Oh, what's going on with T. Higgins? Was it T?
Stop it, bro. It's Joe Mixon still.
Oopsies.
Don't slander my man TT like that.
T. Higgy.
Love T.
It was Joe Mixon. Yeah, what's going on with Joe Mixon?
I don't know if this was fake or not. I feel like it's fake because I haven't seen anything else like it. But I saw a report that the police were surrounding his house with him in it because he was pointing a gun at them, like in self-defense, sort of, or in some sort of like aggressive manner. I don't know. I have no idea.
Welcome to Wingboys, where we do not verify a single fact on
Yeah,
here.
we just read
We
shit
just
and run
keep
with it.
going. We read a headline and we push through.
spread information like it's our day job.
Whether it's misinformation or actual information, that's for you to decide.
His menacing charge was dismissed February 3rd.
Good for him. Because
Legitimate menace
if there's
to
anything,
society.
he's legitimate man. He's the John Moran of football.
Oh my god. You want to talk about unnecessary behavior? What's the reason? And then going on Instagram live with it?
He's insane.
My god.
He really is insane, and I don't know what he's trying to prove. I think too many people pointed out where his place of origin, how he's just a sweet little boy. He really trying to act harder than he is. I don't know what that is. I don't know what he's trying to prove. I also don't know how picking fights with children.
Think regardless of what your background is, these are poor decisions being made.
I don't know
why you done it as a 17-year-old and then
what are you trying to prove? The kid can't even vote
on Instagram,
it's very silly.
Not smart decisions. He's been still away from the team, and I think that the coach or the team is gonna do their own investigation of it. So it's gonna be interesting to say the least to see how his future unfolds. But yeah.
Yes. Going back to all that, so we talked about Derek Carr. Were there any other trades or any other moves or any other releases that really surprised you, really you took away so far? It seems to be
honestly, yeah.
It's been a pretty interesting offseason.
There have been some releases that I was like, oh wow, really? They got rid of them? The Vikings released Adam Thielen today, the 10-year veteran receiver.
That's
yeah. I mean, he's a big part of that team.
He's a playmaker for sure. But they kept Hackensuck.
What?
The tight end.
Hawkinson? He's amazing. He played great for them after he got traded there.
I don't like
Honestly.
I don't like
How about you get on it? The Cardinals released Robbie Anderson, a.k.a. Chosen Anderson, his new name. And this was 2 days ago. The Jaguars also released Shaquille Griffin.
Really?
Great cornerback. So, that was interesting to see. And the Chiefs released Frank Clark. Star defensive end, who's third all-time in playoff sacks with 13.5. Trailing only, what did I see today? Willie McGinnis and... God, this is taking too long. Say something.
I'm chewing. I was hoping you were going to
Go. Shush.
Wow.
Hold on.
I believe...
I'll find it. Don't worry. I'll find it. I'm just talking right now and saying a bunch of stuff. So
hold on.
Hold on.
Let me talk about the draft. No, stop talking.
No.
While you look, I'll talk about the draft orders.
Right here. Let me get into Bruce Smith. Two great names in defensive just history. Were you saying something?
No. Clearly I wasn't. I wasn't saying anything. I can't stand you. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Oh wow. So the draft order right now, guys. The Panthers have the #1 draft pick. Number 2 being the Texans. The number 3 being the Arizona Cardinals. 4 being the Colts. Speaking of the Colts, is it Nick Foles, the quarterback? Who's their quarterback right now? Matt Ryan. I think it's Matt Ryan said he has, it was definitely the Colts quarterback. Said he has no intention of retiring anytime soon. Much to the Colts' dismay.
R.I.P.
Number 5 is the Seahawks, which I will be rooting for if we get Aaron Rodgers this season. And number 6 being the Detroit Lions. Number 7 being the Raiders. 8, Falcons. 9, the Bears. Number 10, the Eagles. Via New Orleans. Surprising.
Let's go up to 13. Was that trade, I think, what was it? When the Saints traded up to get Alvin Kamara. Or something. Or maybe this was the trade for C.J. Gardner-Johnson. But I don't think they'll give him first. I don't know.
Yeah, 10 first-round draft pick. I'm surprised. 11 being... Especially the Eagles. What do they need?
Yeah.
A Super Bowl ring?
Well, hey-o! Hindsight's 2020,
Of course. The Titans are going to be number 11. Texans going to be number 12. The Jets, number 13. Patriots, number 14. Green Bay, 15. Commanders, 16. Number 17 is the Steelers. 18 is the Lions. 19 is the Buccaneers, who are going to need a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? 20 is the Seahawks again. 21 is the Chargers, which need everything. 22 the Ravens. 23 the Vikings. 24 the Jaguars. 25 the Giants. 26 the Cowboys. Bills 27. 28 is the Bengals. 29 is the Saints. 30 is the Eagles. And 31 is the Kansas City Chiefs. I think it's going to be a fun draft this year.
31.
31. 32nd is going to start the second?
No, 32. There's 32 teams. One team must have had their pick forfeited.
Oh?
They must have.
Alright.
Because there's 32 picks in a round. Because there's 32 teams.
That's what I thought, but you know what? The math wasn't math, and that's
apparently it was math in your head. Anyways.
Alright, guys, so I was flabbergasted, crying and throwing up when I saw the CBS Sports HQ making some of the absolute worst takes I've ever seen in my life.
Listen.
And we're going to talk about them. We're going to argue them because I know you disagree with me on some of these. And this is going to be the last segment of today.
All right.
We are going to break down NFL trades that should happen. First up, we have Derrick Henry from the Tennessee Titans to the Dolphins. How do you feel about this?
First of all, you know the Titans are shopping Derrick Henry. They're looking around for a trade, possibly. So this is not outlandish. I just don't think he should go to the Dolphins.
Yeah, they really don't need a runner like him.
No. They
I agree, that would be a bad fit.
They got Jeff Wilson. They got Raheem Mostert. I think the Eagles should try to get him. The Eagles should give up one of their first-round draft picks this year because they got two of them.
You're right.
And
for Derrick Henry,
Miles Sanders' contract is expiring. They either re-sign him or they let him walk and they trade for Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry with that O-line, because that's the thing. He takes a while to start up. All he needs is to break past that line of scrimmage. Once he breaks past that line of scrimmage, it's pretty much a guaranteed.
And Henry and A.J. Brown have already played an offense together.
That's actually a really good call. I really can't. I have nothing I can really deny.
It would be horrible for the rest of the league because that would be such an amazing team now.
It's already a fantastic team.
Yeah.
That's you can argue that's.
I saw something today. Jalen Hurts said, "I know I didn't walk through the fire just to smell smoke." That's hard.
That's a bar. That's right up there with. That's right up there with Geno Smith saying, "They rolled me off and I didn't write back." Oh man.
Yeah.
There's some rappers out here. Why is Antonio Brown on stage? These guys gotta get on stage.
He made a one-hand catch at Rolling Loud.
I saw that. Did you also see that the Jets were considering him and Odell Beckham Jr.?
Oh, get rid of AB. But yeah, OBJ, I'd like that.
OBJ would be interesting.
I think he's going to go to the Cowboys. I think everyone thinks he's going to go to the Cowboys. OBJ.
That was the biggest talk, and that was the talk all of last season. But the Jets were at OBJ's training camp today or yesterday. So he's definitely a high consideration.
Yeah. I would love that. That'd be great.
OBJ would be a solid opposite Garrett Wilson. Whew.
Yeah, man.
Whew.
Bring it back to the other locker room.
Whew. But you know what?
I didn't bring in Aaron Rodgers, who he was already rumored to go to the Packers before he went to the Rams. Whew. That would be great.
Listen, you're going to have to spend a lot of this offseason convincing me, talking me off the ledge, because God forbid they sign him up. I'm really going to
I don't even know why you're on the ledge to begin with.
I don't like that old man, bro.
That's what you sound like.
So, speaking of Aaron Rodgers, the next one is Aaron Rodgers to the Jets.
Yes.
No, I think he should just retire.
We already said our piece about it.
You're right.
I got no more to say.
I really want him to retire. I want a new generation. I want a new generation of quarterbacks.
Who? Zach Wilson? You want us to run with Zach
Wilson?
Whoa.
I want a new generation of good quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah.
I want
So who?
Josh Allen.
There's no way we're getting Josh Allen. The Bills are not giving up their franchise quarterback.
All right. I'm sorry. You know, let's step out of this because I didn't explain properly. I want a new generation of quarterbacks for the NFL. Not just the Jets. I don't want to see.
He's on his way out. He
should be out right now. He should be inside the dark room and stay there. Okay? Just stay in his little dark box.
There's real animosity.
He's the last one. Benny's gone. Brady's gone. Go away. Go away, Mr. Rodgers. You'll like this one. DeAndre Hopkins to the Bears.
I mean, they got no need for it now. They just got DJ Moore.
This is true. So where would you put DeAndre Hopkins?
If they bring back Lamar Jackson,
the Ravens. That actually would be a really nasty combination.
Yeah. I can see that happening.
That'd be a great. That's a Super Bowl.
I can see that as more incentive too for Lamar to come back.
That's true. If you give him some weapons, because he really doesn't have much to work with.
Yeah, I mean he's got a shot Bateman, but Bateman's mad at the wide receiver coach or the offensive coordinator or whoever for pointing the finger at them.
Yeah. And also,
I mean they really only have Bateman and Mark Andrews.
And Mark Andrews
throwing D-Hop in there. Oh my God.
Having those three on the field on any point, at some point you just gotta throw the ball. One of them's gonna catch it.
Yeah.
If Mark Andrews comes back to what he was, because boy howdy, after the injury was he not the same.
I think you're just hurt.
Yeah, he killed my fantasy team, bro. This one is weird. Kirk Cousins to the 49ers.
That's not happening.
It's never happening. First,
not
off,
only
they're
is he
gonna
not leaving the Vikings, he's not going to the Niners. Brock Purdy just had a great season filling in for Trey Lance. They're either going to run it back with Trey Lance, or they're going to keep going with Brock Purdy after his elbow surgery.
From what I gathered, it seemed like they were leaning more towards Purdy, unless something phenomenal happens in this offseason. So, it's not going to be on here, but if they decide to keep Purdy, do you keep Trey Lance as a second string, or does he move on? If you were Trey Lance, would you move on, or would you stay behind Brock Purdy?
He's still under his rookie contract.
It's true.
So,
yeah, you
got no reason to leave.
That's true. You didn't even get a chance to play. Next, we have Jalen Ramsey to the Eagles. Who are their corners right now?
There's actually is a possibility, because I saw today that the Eagles are allowing Darius Slay to seek a trade. Arguably one of the best corners in the league. And if they make some sort of deal with the Rams involving those two, that's a real possibility. I see that trade as something that could really happen.
Do you find that as a loss to the Eagles?
No.
Do you think that the Eagles...
I think that'd be a pretty even swap.
All right. I think Jalen Ramsey, you're right, would be better benefit on that defensive team.
And if Jalen Ramsey could take that as motivation and step up and get back to form after being traded to the Eagles, I would say that's a win for the Eagles.
Yeah, absolutely. It could be what revives his career.
But it's a small margin of a win, because Darius Slay still is an amazing cornerback.
Right, yeah. No, it's a pretty break-even trade. I think it's just mixing it up for morale purposes. Kind of shaking the cobwebs off.
Yeah.
Next we have Darren Waller from the Raiders to the Giants.
I don't see why the Raiders would move their pieces like Devontae Adams or Darren Waller. I mean, they just tagged Josh Jacobs. Like, I don't understand why I've seen multiple things about Darren Waller moving.
I think it has more to do with the players and not necessarily the team. I think these people see the players as wanting more opportunity, wanting a better opportunity at a different team. I don't see
the Giants trading for Darren Waller. I mean, Daniel Bellinger, they were giving more and more opportunities to as the season went on, and he's a rookie tight end. Maybe if they want more experience and more consistent greatness, so to speak, then maybe they trade for Darren Waller, but I don't see them taking that opportunity away from Bellinger after they continue to ramp up his involvement in the offense.
And they're going to be so busy, paying off the $45 million contract from... What's his face? I just lost his name, but it's so crazy.
If the Raiders do move Darren Waller for whatever reason, I could see... I would say the Seahawks, but they don't do anything with their tight ends. I mean,
but it might be because
they traded for Jimmy Graham all those years ago when they moved Max Unger to the Saints, when Jimmy Graham was at the top of the game, and he fell off completely because they don't use their tight ends. Or I would say maybe...
was that more the coaching staff at the time? Do you think...
It's the same coaching staff. I mean, Pete Carroll's still head coach. Maybe there's different offensive coordinators or defensive coordinators, but I don't know.
Because they could be building a whole new offense around Geno Smith now.
I could see the Saints making a move for him, reuniting the tight end with his quarterback.
That's true.
I mean, they don't really have an established tight end either. Juwan Johnson is a converted tight end, I think, from wide receiver or from quarterback. And Adam Troutman isn't anything spectacular. I mean, he's young.
Now, mind you, I could
see that happening. I could see that happening.
This was 3 days ago, so I believe this was before the Carr swap. Or before Carr to Saints. So that could be, they might even say the same thing. They might switch over to the Saints.
Maybe.
The Giants seem like a weird pick. I don't know why they would do that.
Just to give Daniel Jones a weapon, I guess.
I guess.
They're getting rid of Kenny Golladay, and that leaves them with Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton and Richie James and Daniel Bellinger as a second-year tight end next year. I mean, they tagged Saquon, so... I mean, listen, anything could happen, but I just don't see that as a real possibility. This, though, I see as a smart move, moving in-state. Brandon Cooks from the Texans to the Cowboys. I think pairing him with CeeDee Lamb would be phenomenal, a speedy, deep threat. Michael Gallup hasn't done as great as everyone hoped stepping into that wide receiver 2 spot. what's his name? Noah Brown isn't anything, and isn't really much better than Michael Gallup as an option. You got, I think Dalton Schultz is hitting the free agency, so they're losing that in the tight end. I think that could be a real possibility for another weapon for Dak Prescott if the Cowboys make that.
And they'll probably have some money opportunities. I think they're getting rid of Zeke.
You think so?
They might be.
I mean, they tagged Pollard. I don't see why they would get rid of Zeke.
I think he's running down.
When's his contract?
That I'm not sure about, but I know.
Why would you bring him up if the contract's not expiring this year?
I don't know, bro. I'm just saying. I listen to Cowboys fans and their disdain for Ezekiel.
You listen to the voices.
I listen to the voices a lot.
I tell you dumb shit like they're getting rid of Zeke.
This is a family-friendly show. God damn it. Next we have Cameron Jordan from the Saints to the Broncos. How do you feel about that? Yeah.
Why would they do that? A lifetime Saints player and a great defensive player. After they just brought in Derek Carr to hopefully turn their franchise around, why would they move their most veteran, most senior player?
Again, this is right before the Carr confirmation.
Even before that, I saw this and I was like, why would they get rid of Cam Jordan? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it seems like a silly move. This one's interesting. Chris Godwin from the Buccaneers to the Ravens.
No, I don't see why. These teams aren't going to overhaul because they're losing their star quarterback. The Bucs GM, Jason Licht, has great confidence in Kyle Trask stepping into that starting spot. He's seen how he's played. He's seen how he's done in practice, how he played in college. He's had 2 years under Brady to learn. Like, he really likes where Trask is at. So I don't see why the Buccaneers would get rid of Chris Godwin.
Is Leonard Fournette? I think
they cut him.
They cut him, right?
Yeah. So Rashad White's starting quarterback, and Rashad White said, "You can draft Bijan Robinson, you can draft whoever else, but I'm going to be the starting running back." He said he's fighting for that spot, and he's not.
He certainly proved it in the season. He did phenomenal.
Absolutely.
He did phenomenal in the second half of the season. Speaking of the Buccaneers, though, we also have Donovan Smith to the Chiefs. Do you have the same argument for this?
I want to say they released Donovan Smith. Let me look into this.
Double check that. Because that's the last one.
The Buccaneers released Donovan Smith March 7th. So, when did they post this?
3 days ago?
Yeah, that was 3 days ago they released him.
Okay, so they posted this before they could see it.
Yeah. But that trade obviously is not going to happen. So.
Well, would you see him going to there? Wow, all right. Do you see him going?
Possibly, yeah. I could see the Chiefs bringing in an experienced lineman. I could definitely see him going to the Bengals, though. I think they would still like to improve their offensive line. I could see him going to.
Lord knows they need it.
I could see him going to the Bears. If they want to improve their offensive line and don't want to go through the draft to do it. Yeah.
If I were the Bears, I would go through free agency. I would kind of look through people that are already seasoned, especially with NFL rules and the difference between NFL and college. You don't want to have a whole line of rookies. Mm-hmm. They're going to be hungry. They're going to do what they can do, but you want...
You have that veteran presence to kind of show those younger guys the way.
Absolutely.
Especially a guy like Tevin Jenkins, who they drafted a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Great prospect, but he's coming into his zone. But I think a veteran guy like Donovan Smith could really expedite that process.
I agree. Well, this is certainly shaping up.
Expedite that process.
Can there's nothing that's smooth on this. This whole podcast is just a bumping road. Anyway, guys, this is looking like a really fun off season. Always be sure to check back here every week for more updates. You're gonna get a week behind, like last week when the last episode dropped and Derek Carr was already on the Saints. But that's beside the point. I'm gonna get better at editing these. If you guys have any recommendations, anything you want us to talk about, any stories, anything fun in the NFL that you want us to talk about, maybe not, wide receivers menacing.
He's a running back.
I'm going to slam.
Every time you talk about him, you get it wrong. You get something about it wrong.
I'm going to just slam. I'm going back to T. Higgins, bro. I'm just going to keep defaming his name.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you want to hit us up. Our hat's going to be down here. The Wingboys hat's going to be up here for all your questions. I will see you guys next week.